So I wanted to offer this first guided meditation into what we might call the universal body of existence. My body, your body, the whole body is a wholeness that can't really be divided out. Although we have these compelling localities that we call ourselves and the piece of existence that we are stewarding, you might say, taking care of, our body. Our body is not so much a thing as it is a process in consciousness. Even now, as we sit here, consciousness itself is translating experience into biochemistry, physiology. But it is in no way, this process is in no way separate from the cosmos and the sun, the earth, the water, the wholeness of all of existence. There is no real division as we know. And as we begin to inhabit that as a truth and a reality, the perception of one's physiology, physical presence, piece of existence known as the body, the perception of that begins to change with the realization of what the body really is. We can harbor a lot of, well, the body actually does us a great service. It allows for experience and also is willing to harbor all of the pieces and experiences that incorporate what some might call the shadow, shame, unworthiness. So as we return this process, this body, to its naturalness, its home, it starts to bloom as a refuge. So there'll be a bell at the beginning and a bell at the end. Hopefully not too loud of a bell. Let's just bring an open heart and an open mind, an open hand to this exploration of the body, one's body, my body, your body, the body of existence. I invite you to close your eyes and follow your own experience and wisdom, or you can stay right along with me. Either way. Let's bring our attention to the very real and obvious experience of being right where we are. And really sense into our physical presence right here, inhabiting this moment. Our feet, legs, torso, pelvis, hands, face, head, all of it, back, skin, the front of the body, the back of the body, the soles of the feet. The palms of the hands, the breath. The breath in the body. The actual felt sense of being right where one is, right here, right now. Bring as much attention as you possibly can in a vital sort of way. We're not identifying any problems or looking for any solutions to what we might find or what we are experiencing. We're simply acknowledging the physical experience of this body right here and right now, with the breath and the heart, breathing and beating. There's a sensation where we're either sitting or lying down, depending on what one is doing, where the body is meeting with the chair or the floor, where the body is meeting with the air and the space at the top of the head. We may have a sensation of, who knows, tummy gurgling or butterflies in the stomach, or the sensation of the sound of this meditation, the sensation of the air being breathed in through the nose and out through the nose. The surface of the skin where it's meeting the air, the seat, the clothing. It's an acknowledgement of presence. Of one's beingness in this right here, right now. staying as closely attentive as we can to this body, one's body. The mind, the intellect, may want to jump in and begin describing the sensations, categorizing them, solving, fixing, naming. All of that can be useful in certain times, but for now, there's simply an acknowledgement, you might say, a felt sense of being right here where one is. And as the intellect begins to settle and the body itself begins to settle, this very vital presence that is present begins to sort of shine forth within consciousness. You can feel it. It's an alive quality of experience that really has no name other than presence, here-ness. Amness. Right here. And we can feel, sense, experience this presence permeating, animating all the cells of one's body everywhere. Animating the entire experience of beingness. Embodiedness. The blood, the breath, all the cells in all the organs. And if we take the attention to the surface of the skin, from head to toe, front to back, all around the surface of one's skin, and really feel pay attention to, be with, and as this alive, animating presence right at the surface of the skin, where the apparent separation between the space, the air, the environment, the seat, the floor, bring all of our attention to this meeting of the surface of the skin and that which is apparently, seemingly outside of the body. We can begin to sense the entirety, the wholeness, the indivisibility, the sense of all being all. And the animating wisdom beyond all intellect and categories and naming. The love that is expressing as this existence, as this body. And it's almost like coming home, opening the door, sitting down, taking one's shoes off, getting in comfortable clothes, relaxing into this nourishing, absolutely nourishing home place, refuge. This body lives as an expression of source, of love, of light, of wholeness. Completeness. Presence. You can begin to actually sense and feel it's like being filled with light, filled with presence, unmanufactured, uncreated, not something we're doing, but something that is. And it begins to dawn within awareness, within attention, consciousness. It dawns. Feels like a and a thank you, thank you, thank you. And inner and outer and all around and through and as radiance, radiant presence that is only ever right here and right now, where we are, as we are. And the bringing of attention, the allowing the attention to take a rest from description and to sink into and rest in presence within each cell, within each breath, within each heartbeat, within each sensation. That is the door. That is the door. And you can kind of take it out, if you want to use that term, as far as you'd like. The cosmos, the sky, the sun, the stars, the moon, the galaxies, the universe, expressing itself right here, right now, within and as each and every cell in this particular expression. All the organs, the liver, the lungs, the heart, the gut, the sensory organs, the brain, the central nervous system, the blood, the lymph, the tissues, the skin, no separation, no division. The planets, the stars, the galaxy, the universe. All the organelles within each and every cell, the DNA, the RNA. No separation, no division. Source expressing endlessly, eternally, infinitely as this process, as this body of existence, this particular beautiful sensory home of our body. And we can take refuge. We can begin to see that any trauma we may have experienced or any discomfort frightening experiences pain, dis-ease, that it is a process of opening and a pathway to awakening, a language that the body is speaking in order to return to love. We can bring these areas that are held within the body into this conscious, awake presence that is the presence of God, the presence of love, the presence of Source. And the presence of our individual self. Welcoming all the parts that are struggling, that are lending themselves to a message of deepened, evolved, awakened consciousness. There begins to be this process of mutual understanding, compassion, and love between the body and consciousness itself. So that when we encounter pain, discomfort, dis-ease, we can, it's almost it's a natural response to turn towards with conscious presence. Come here, my love. What is it? Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I'm here. I'm home. I see you. Come, welcome home. And for all the parts of our conditioned body where we are, where the cells are graciously holding on to memory, trauma, dis-ease. We give way, we allow, we relinquish the need to hold these areas in time and space as unforgiveness, resentment, unworthiness, and we allow them to move on. To return just as they arose in consciousness, or they arise and they return. They arise and they return. It's almost as if we are being at the bedside of a dearly beloved, a loved one who is moving forward and passing, dying, we might say, transitioning. These parts of our physical body, our physiology that have held a certain pattern in space and time for the greater good are now allowed to pass freely. The conditioned responses, the traumas, the woundedness, you might say, the belief in woundedness. Thank you. I love you. You're free to go. The presence. Let's come back to this obvious felt sense of right here and right now, present. It's not something we're creating or manufacturing or doing. It's not a self-help program. It is. It's isness. Presence. Original love. Awareness, the ground. Recognizes itself as itself. And in that innocence, that truth, all things come to pass. Come to pass. Becoming and going, arising, returning, in breath, out breath, naturally, naturally, naturally. The heart is beating, life is breathing, life is living naturally, animating and inhabiting and presenting as each and every moment, eternally, infinitely. And as that which is beyond all moments, all momentum, beyond. So here we are. Bringing attention, allowing it to take a break and rest from describing, narrating, to take a break from listening to all of that, and to bringing the attention to something deeper, more fundamental, more essential, more intimate. Just right here and right now, a live sense of beingness, the presence that is present. And remaining consciously attentive as the whole body lights up with this radiant wisdom and love.